I found myself grieving her like I've never grieved anyone. Like there was such a pain and I was very confused by it. And then I had this experience, I had sort of the image come into my mind of my ex-partner, of her cheating on me, of me never ever ever getting to express that I was really fucking hurt. So I was just talking with Chris, and we was talking how the body is a record of the past. It stores all of our memories, it stores all of our stories, everything that you or I have ever experienced on some level, usually a somatic level, is held and stored within the body. And being stored in the body is a really good way to describe this, because these records, these stored experiences that we have had, sit there and they lie dormant in the body. They sit there and they're waiting to be experienced. They're waiting to be lived through, to be liberated, in fact. And me and Chris was just talking and saying about how this is like true, and we've had different experiences. And then I just found myself talking about a past relationship that I had. I was dating a girl for like 8 years, but in the early stages of us two dating, like within the first 6 months, she cheated on me. And she went off to Leeds. She was like 18, 19 at the time. She went to a university, and we didn't see each other for like a week or two. And she was being, as students are, going out, and she kind of met some guy and cheated on me basically. And then what was interesting, like many years later, I started to date this girl. I was seeing this girl, and we'd kind of done a lot of spiritual work, or body work, bioenergetics and things like that. So there was a lot more presence between us. There was a little bit more stillness, fast forward however many years it was. And having that presence and stillness and experience of the body, ultimately, I found that when I connected with this person, I would, in moments of stillness and connection, I would see my ex-partner in her. I would recognize my ex-past relationship in this current person. Now, this partner, relationship, this relating, that wasn't really sort of my partner necessarily, but we was dating. We'd been on a few dates. We stopped seeing each other for some time afterwards. And I really liked her, but I wasn't madly in love with her, not like my ex when I was younger. But there was a deep connection there. And I found that when we stopped speaking, just after a short while, literally within a week, because we connected to that presence, we connected to our bodies and the records of the past, I found that when I stopped speaking to her, I kept experiencing this deep emotional pain, like a pain that just didn't know what to do with itself. Like all I could try to do was escape. This was an automatic thing, but all my mind, or me as Alex, whatever, knew what to do was escape. But thankfully, because of the body work and because of the bioenergetics and because of having some level of connection to my body, therefore my past, I didn't realize my mind or my experience turned into the exact experience, and I mean the exact experience that I had when I was 19 and my ex-girlfriend cheated on me. And because I couldn't understand it, and this is what's important to note, that I'd only been dating this girl a couple of weeks and we did go deep. However, I found myself grieving her like I've never grieved anyone. Like there was such a pain and I was very confused by it. And then I had this experience, I had sort of the image come into my mind of my ex-partner, of her cheating on me, of me never ever ever getting to express that I was really fucking hurt. I was distraught, and nobody would have ever known that I was in pain. I wouldn't share that with somebody, and I never really had anybody to share that with. You know, not really the guys. You kind of just brush it off. Parents, whatever. It was just like, fucking get on with it, deal with it. But what that actually means is shut it down, get it out of your experience. You know, block it out, be in denial. So with this experience coming up, fast forward however many years it was, I had a chance to deeply experience the pain that I experienced previously, but in the present day. And that's what the body keeps on doing. It keeps on bringing up these past energetic experiences that we couldn't experience. It's like life held in the body that is yet to be lived. You know, we want to live through our experiences. We want to live through what it means to be human. But because of conditioning, because of society, parents, trauma, repression, whatever, we have an idea of what is acceptable to experience and what isn't. And just doing this work, it was beautifully fascinating to see that the body never really gives up. The body really never gives up on us. It keeps pushing memories and experiences forward for us to experience. There's like a deep compassion and wisdom from the body to keep bringing these experiences up. And we often find people as we go through life that symbolize and represent past experiences. Like life has a beautiful way to bring forward people and places, situations and events which will elicit and evoke emotional experiences that we couldn't previously experience. And I found when I was interacting with this girl, you know, I could really feel my ex, and I don't know why, because they never really, they looked a little bit of like alike, but I kind of like, I kept seeing my ex in her, which was pretty trippy, to be honest with you. And the experience of not speaking for a week or two or whatever it was when we stopped speaking was deeply, deeply, deeply symbolic of the past experience. And when I sat with it, when I grieved it, I was like, I have to sit with this, I have to be with this, I have to be in this as this, and I can't go anywhere else. You know, I said a minute ago, like my mind just wanted to dart around everywhere, I just wanted to escape. But from doing this work, I know that doesn't help. That does not help. You have to open, you have to be in the experience, you will have to allow the life that is in the body to live its full expression. And we can only do that when we put time aside and we give it the attention that it should have had, that it could have had or should have had or whatever, that now we are willing to give it what it needs, what is required to the situation. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you like the content that we're sharing, please like, please subscribe. Help us to reach more people. That's what we want to do. We want to share this work with others. It's very, very, very much needed today, now more than ever, in fact.